Yo, motherfuckers, welcome back. This is CopBlockRadio. It's Wednesday, March 11th, 2015. And it's Derek J here with you.
And Dio.
What's up, Dio?
What's going on?
You feeling good? You alright? You been contacted by the government and all that?
No, I contacted them, though.
What'd you say?
Well, I yelled at one cop on the road I was filming that didn't use his turn signal to pull in behind his buddy.
What'd you say? Yo, motherfucker! Use turn signal. What'd you say?
I said nice turn signal, and he said, what'd you say? And I said you didn't use your turn signal when you made that turn. That's what I said. And then he pulled off.
Yeah. And then he pulled off. All right.
Yep.
So, I love that. Did you ever give a ticket to a cop?
I'm working on it. We're going to print some up here in a couple of minutes and have them to hand out later. Damo and I are going down to Zanesville, Ohio to do a cop block this Friday night. So hopefully we see a lot of other guys from Ohio and down there. And we're going to try. I'm going to try to print out some cop block tickets to give to these guys because especially around here too, you know, they could really use them. They're really taking liberties around here.
So we got a video to share with the audience. This is you and a demo last week, or maybe I shouldn't say. Anyway, let's watch this video because it's freaking hilarious. And I don't know why we didn't watch this last week, but for those of you who are just listening on LRN.FM, you can watch this program at CopBlock.org/show. You can also call in and chat with us. 413-418-COPS is our number. It's 413-418-COPS. That's 2677. Or if you want to sound nice and creamy, you can dial in via Skype, and our username is CopBlockRadio. So yeah, you can catch all that at CopBlock.org/show. Now, if you're watching at home, you can see the stormtrooper.
Me and my stormtrooper.
And here are their adventures. Here we go.
Trooper and Liberty Phoenix in the back. Dio here, going out to block some cops here in Cleveland.
I'm going out to help the police. I'm a stormtrooper.
I'm a storm.
Police ahead. Stormtroopers in the area. We must be cautious. Badges don't grant extra rights. That's a nice Facebook page, Derek. You want to put the video on?
Tell me, Stormtrooper, what do you think gives you the right to do this? I don't understand.
All right, thank you. I didn't know. There we go.
And James okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
So tell me what's going on here, Dio. I'm hearing a lot of cars passing by. Are they cops?
Well, here comes the second one now, but there's one who's already got somebody pulled over there.
He's going to do some kind of search.
My stormtrooper and I are trying to warn people that they've got the right lane blocked off. So then a second one pulls up, and then he's like blocking, protecting his buddy here for some reason.
All right.
It appears the ticket has been written and being delivered.
So this is in Parma.
Yes, it is.
All right. And I got to turn you guys down. You got to normalize that sound. Who edited this video? I'm going to get on a demo about that. Come on.
So we're out here in Parma, or Cleveland, and we got another traffic stop.
And now this is on West 25th in Cleveland.
All right. What's special about that area?
It's just that's where they patrol to give tickets out. It's like the speed limit changes 25, 35, 25, all up and down there. So it's just speed trap heaven for them. And he's and then you'll see these kids come up. They walk up and they, you know, they were saying, "Oh, you filming the police?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you could do it too, you know." And then they go across the street to go wait on a bus. And this cop in this SUV here like pulls a Yui in the middle of the street and parks like sideways, like all crooked and stuff. And like he wants to ask these kids, like, because the one kid was smoking like a Black and Mild, and the cops was like, you know, you could be arrested because he was underage or for smoking or whatever. I don't know.
Worms. That was
Good deal here with the shit, motherfucker.
yeah, there's always
little blooper gag reel at the end.
Yeah, I want to see. This is what we missed at the beginning. Check this out. Look at this sign you guys have with police ahead.
That's my scrolling LED sign. I can program that to say whatever I want.
Yeah, and what was it saying that night? Police ahead, turn here?
Police ahead, stormtroopers in the area, we must be cautious.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Did you get to use any of your Jedi mind tricks on the police out there that evening?
No, you know, it only works on the weak-minded, and apparently they were a little bit stronger than that. The dark side is strong with those.
yeah, they have access to use the Force as well. They have much greater Force, actually.
They have the access to use Force. That's
right. So Liberty Phoenix in the chat says there were way too many dicks out there, and
yeah, there's one of them in the chat right now, named Liberty Phoenix.
So what was it like teaming up with other cop blockers? See, you had met a Damo before, so that was not a new partnership for you, but teaming up with Liberty Phoenix, you didn't know him from any other place other than the chat room, right?
Yeah. Liberty Phoenix was my my PorkFest tour guide when I went for the first time last year.
And you decided you were gonna go cop blocking together?
Well, he and I, when I went to PorkFest last year, I met him. He was in the car to pick me up to take me out there. Cool. And then, like, when we got out there, we were hanging out a lot while we were there and stuff. And, you know, he was telling me this, that, and the other thing about, you know, the events and everything that was going on and stuff. And I got to know him pretty good. And then I know he does a radio show that I listen to occasionally. Have been on several times. Damo and I were on his radio show last week, Unity Evolved, I believe it's called. Forgive me if I forget the name. Yeah. But
he also does Anarchy Radio, right?
Yeah, Anarchy Radio, where he plays some really good music from like 12 to 2. I think he does that on a nightly.
Rad.
Yeah.
Because I need more Anarchy music.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun.
I mean, you can Facebook him and stuff to, you know, like request stuff and whatnot, you know.
You know, we got Straight Razor again joining us in the chat room, and
cool.
I always
a pleasure.
Always love having him around. And Liberty Phoenix asked, "Did you quit yet?" And if I quit, who can help? And that's sort of my view of Straight Razor. Is I want people like him to stay cops. Wouldn't it be kind of a shame if they were all like evil authoritarian thugs? So, I don't know. I'd like to hear from him if he's got news about what's going on. I'd like to hear if he's on his continuing streak of not giving anybody any arrests or citations. That would be awesome.
Call in, Straight Razor. We want to hear from you.
Lots of coffee and donuts is what I want for Straight Razor. So, okay, what else? Yeah, so he can dial in. He knows the number. He's called in before. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by the Robin Hood of Keene, James Cleveland,
nice.
For an exclusive interview. He's trying to get connected with us now. Some of you saw him on my Facebook up earlier. He was arrested in Virginia over the weekend.
Free my brother!
We've got the story here. And he is a cop blocker, and he cop blocked while he was having his car searched. All that and more coming up.
If you want to move to the free state and you're looking for some real estate, well,
Dooby-dooby-doo, Hey, let's get James Cleveland in here.
Definitely, man.
I guess Sorry, I was sharing my Facebook. That's not what I meant to do.
No,
I did it so wrong.
It's cool. We fixed it. We figured it out.
Yeah. Hmm. The link seems wrong. I have Chrome. I use the desktop app. I restarted, retried. I don't know what to tell you, James. The link is not wrong. I sent you the same link as I sent Dio.
And here I am.
And here we are. I'm just copy pasting from window.
You know, I love having a demo here. I've jumped about 3 centuries since he's been here, like technology-wise, because like I was due for a phone upgrade, and you know, all this talk about a Mac and everything like that. I ended up with this iPhone 6 Plus thing here, this supercomputer phone thing. It's so far been really impressive for me.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah. The camera on it alone is like, with the panoramic abilities and stuff, is amazing to me.
It looks really good.
Yeah, and I could do shit like this, no problem. Like, you know, I mean, just the amount of space that I used to have to take up to do it the way I was doing it before, and the amount of space that I'm taking up now to do this is like night and day.
Wow. Yeah.
You know?
It takes up nothing.
Yeah, and I can use my computer, and I don't have to worry about it freezing on me because I'm trying to do everything through one computer. You know? It's really a blessing. It's really been a blessing. I had a lot of ideas too for like show commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we ought to. You still working on Cleveland over there?
Cleveland?
You still working on getting James on there? Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm sweating a little bit because he's just telling me the link isn't working. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's working here. I'm looking at it on the back end too, so it's, or on the web, you know, the .org too. So it's coming up clear here.
Yeah.
I'm just not, you know, I have it muted, so I can't listen to it.
All right. Well, let's hope James can get it figured out. I don't know, you know, what else I can do. Sent the link, sent the invites.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Yeah, CopBlockRadio, we're live. And we're talking about James Cleveland. He is known as Robin Hood of Keene. That's because he went around and fed parking meters on a daily basis, or had other people do it. And the point was to save the parking meter fees. Like, oh man, I hate when I...
You know, I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of upset with myself. I'm kind of upset with myself actually, Derek, because when I was up there, one of my missions besides smoking a joint with Rich Paul was to do some Robin Hooding up there, and I missed the opportunity. We were doing so much shit, you know. It was like I just totally got lost in the whole translation and stuff. But next time I go up there, I'm gonna be doing some more Robin Hooding up there because I do it around here.
Yeah, man. Robin hooding is fun, easy activism that anyone can do, and it's not exactly cop blocking. Although parking enforcers are technically cops. They here in Keene wear police badges, and I think are counted among the ranks of the other police officers in the area. Anyway, the point is, when you feed people's expired parking meters, not only are you doing the good deed of saving them from a ticket by giving them more time on their meter, but you're also preventing the city from collecting the whatever it would be in fines. So it works both ways, to the benefit of the individual and to the detriment of the state. And anyway, it's great activism. It continues here in Keene. There are still Robin Hooders, although James is now known for some other things. He's a business owner, and he started up a thrift store. And while he was down, I'm sorry about all the bleeping. I'm trying to get rid of that, but there's no way I can make bleeping go away without making you go away, deal. So
Make me go away.
I won't do either. But anyway, we need a way to contact James.
Me and you, Derek. Me and you.
Yeah, just to let the listeners know behind the scenes, all the bleeping and stuff. I'm trying to get my guest on, James Cleveland, who we're talking about here. Like, Hangouts isn't working. Google Hangouts. I don't know why. He's bleeping all over my Google Hangouts, and he's telling me he doesn't have Skype. So it's like there's nothing I can do. Anyway, he was arrested while he was traveling down to get more merchandise for his new business, the thrift store, and he had
Virginia,
a
wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was driving through Virginia from New Hampshire to Georgia, and they pulled him over for registration that had expired. We talked a little bit about this. This hadn't happened last week, did we?
Yeah,
Where
no,
did we talk about this?
No, yeah, we watched a video last week that he.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but we weren't quite sure if he was out yet, right? I forget what the update.
It's
just been released.
We were trying to figure that out at the time.
Yeah, well, he's back. I was hanging out with him today. He's got that truckload full of merchandise, and we were processing it, getting it ready for the thrift store. So all is well. CopBlocker saved the day. CopBlock Virginia mobilized. Nathan Cox, James Higgins, and a few others. CopBlock New Hampshire. Ian Freeman took the helm here, and helped out. James helped wire some money down and communicate over the phone and everything. I did some part, and everything's good. I just think it's a real success story that a person could be in transit. You think about what a nightmare this could have been. You're traveling across the country. You get slapped with charges you weren't expecting, some criminal charges that could be pretty serious. They were for prescription drugs, which I'm sure he'll get into when he joins us. But what's your family going to do when you're 8 hours away and you need $1,000 fast, or you're going to just sit in jail? I mean, most of us probably would have sat for probably a week until our family was able to take a day off or do whatever, rearrange their whole lives so that they can have a 16-hour trip there and back, bring $1,000 at the right time and place, and you don't know where it's going. But CopBlockers, in a matter of hours, were able to get this guy out of jail, even people he didn't even know.
Yep.
James Higgins doesn't know James Cleveland. Okay, they don't know each other. They probably never heard of each other in their lives. But because of this network,
personally.
Yeah, they were like, "You're a CopBlocker. I'm a CopBlocker. Hey, I want to help you out. Here you are. Here's your history." And it's not like, "Oh, I'm just some CopBlocker." Like, James has a record. You can go look him up and see some of the past videos that he's done. You can see that he's been arrested for video recording the police. It's not that just like arresting gives you all the cred for this stuff, though I guess it would help. But it was the fact that there were trusted parties who relied on each other in an emergency. And I just thought it was an amazing success story, worth sharing. So we'll hear more from him once he downloads Skype or whatever he's got going on. I don't really know what's the holdup. But what's been on your mind? What's going on this week, Dio? Anything special in Cleveland? They've always got cops going crazy there.
Yeah, we're we're hitting it, man. We're trying to work out, different videos and stuff we want to shoot and everything. We've been going.
Wait, you went to a demo?
Yeah, me and the demo were working that stuff out. We went to earlier. We went out, did some cop blocking out here. We were trying.
Well, I lost you. You were trying to what? I don't know.
We're trying to make a video. Trying to put together a video.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Trying to put together a video.
All right, Max Headroom.
All right,
yeah.
So we're trying to put together a video using the Waze app, right, and showing how we can use the Waze app to go find cops. And it's rather difficult because by the time we see the alerts on Waze, they're gone, or like I went to go look for them yesterday, and I found, I knew right where the location was. It was right close to my house. I went to drive over there, and by the time I got there, I saw the cop coming in the opposite direction. The guy he was probably patrolling that area and had just let his last person go, and he was going wherever he went because he didn't go back on that street. So, but we were doing it today, and I found my buddy James Manzo sitting in a park doing paperwork or something like that. So, me and Damo went up, and Damo went and knocked on his window, tried to want to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to nobody. And, he don't never want to talk to nobody when there's cameras and stuff, but, like, he wants to say sarcastic things, like when he sees me on the street and I don't have my camera, it's like I get a sarcastic smile and wave from him, but, like, 2 cameras and a Damo knocking on his window, he was very straight-faced.
I wonder why.
Because he doesn't like to talk on camera. Cameras caught him doing some bad shit before, so
speaking of that, the wearable cams. Yeah, I'm sure you saw the article over at CopBlock today about the YouTube page for officer body cams in Seattle.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's on the front page. Seattle Police Department is
get it when we come back.
Yeah, the international attention for this YouTube page, and well deserved. I wish Keen were taking the lead with this, with the wearable body cameras YouTube page. I want to be able to peruse all that footage. Can you imagine the activism that could come from just sitting in your apartment or whatever, perusing some of this footage and seeing police misconduct and reporting it? Hey, this is CopBlockRadio. We'll be right back.
Right on.
An upturn in the economy. Main Street
business. You just described it, and I'm looking at it now, and I already know what the hell you're gonna say and what it is, and that's pretty badass. If you're saying that they're just putting all of their body cameras out on YouTube channel.
What it sounds like.
Yeah, man, this is what we need.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't have enough fun stuff to do. Now I've got a YouTube channel to watch.
Not saying that body cameras are the solution or anything like that, but I mean, as another tool, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I can imagine a few videos disappearing too, so it'll be important to have a. I would want to have a mirror of these.
Oh yeah, I did see this a little earlier.
Yeah, Damo wrote it.
Yep.
Good job, Damo. He's so great.
That's all he does is sit in his room and blog all fucking day. So, that's what you get. You get great content when that happens, I don't want to disturb him. Let him go. Me and you will do the show. He could stay up there and just keep working.
I know, that might happen. But I do hope we get Cleveland on the line.
Me too. I hope he can work out the technology issue.
Yeah. I don't know what that would be.
Something that we didn't we didn't get to talk about that Africa shooting last week on the show, did we? In LA?
Well, Africa. Yeah, we played the video.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if it happened after. Because we also talked, we talked about it on Unity Evolve too, so I got confused.
Sorry, I'm mad. James
What?
can't recall his Skype info, so he's not going to join us anymore. Womp womp. Where's my womp sound?
I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, he is. That's no fun. He's had a long day. I mean, it's been a long week, right?
Yeah, hey, you can't fault the guy. You gotta take out that beginning part out of it.
Why, you don't like the bump ba-doom?
It's just you want the in a case like this you just want the wah part of it,
You're right. That part, yeah, you're right. I like it though.
What do you do? Would I be able to do that too? I just gotta find something like a program that'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know if you've got everything hooked up to do that, but
you have to have like a direct.
I don't know. I don't know if you have to or not. I don't know. But I am going through a mixer.
Right. That's the piece of equipment I need is a mixer.
I don't know if you need it.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if you need it. I'm using one, but I don't know if it's necessary.
Well, I mean, you probably get the clearest sound out of it.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean,
but I don't know.
I can't hear I can't hear myself right now. I have to wait until the show's over and then go watch it on the listen to it on the website. But
yeah,
like I'm sure
I hear myself.
Yeah, I mean I
hear myself.
But I'm sure that I'm not sounding as good as you are talking into a microphone. So.
You sound pretty good. Oh, we're back.
Okay.
You can watch the LRN Studio Cam and chat with other listeners anytime at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
Bennett. I lost some sound. There we go. We're back. Hey.
Hey.
We got a caller who left a message. It's super long. You want to hear it? Should I play it?
Is it funny enough?
I don't know. Let's take a listen. Let's start this out.
Hi, I'm looking at your Facebook page about an hour ago, CopBlock, and you're saying that color of law is not is basically used against people. It's deprivation of rights. You've got it completely backwards. Color of law is Title 18 Civil Code, Chapter 13, subsection 241, 242, 243, and 244.
Okay.
Those are codes. That means color of law. This is what color of law means, to correct you. And I've told you this several times, and I'm not sure which side of the fence you're on. So
I don't know who you are, guys.
As much as I can for the you.
I mean, I don't know who this guy is.
Color of law is...
I just want to stop there. I mean, there's about 2 more minutes left in this call. He's presumably going to keep telling us about color of law and what it is. And I am interested to know. I am interested. I will play messages that people leave for us. But just to be clear, I don't know who this guy is. We've never talked before. And I presume he doesn't realize that there are many administrators of the CopBlock Facebook page, many of whom can post a variety of material. And I barely post anything on the Facebook page. I just do CopBlockRadio. And this is a call-in number for the radio show. So let's...
I can't even remember the last time I used the phrase color of law.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly who he's talking to, but here we go.
When I'm a cop, and I'm paid through the state, and I'm in uniform, and I approach you, I am under the color of law. So what that means, you as the constituent citizen are protected under Title 18, Chapter 13, subsection 241, 242, 243, and 244. Just Google, it's all over your CopBlock page.
I'm protected.
Deprivation of rights, Title 18, Chapter 13. and learn, because what you're doing is you're telling your constituencies, your people, the absolute wrong thing. So when they're out there rioting and protesting, nobody's mentioning color of law. I guarantee you this. If you mention color of law anywhere in a law enforcement situation, you're going to see a turnabout face, because they're going to immediately know that they can be held criminally. Not civilly.
Really? You think so? Has that ever happened?
To you guys the tools.
That sounds interesting, though.
So I'm going to pause it there again. Really? You think if I mention color of law, the police are going to do an about face because they'll know they can be held criminally?
Somebody had told me that before. I heard something about that before. There was a guy that I think he contacted us through the .org or whatnot. Beware Mouse, I think his name was, or that's the name he went. That's the name he went by. He was the writing contest that I won. He was one of the runners up in, or he's made a submission to that contest or something. That's how I met him, actually.
This guy, I'm sorry.
He's told me stuff before about things like that, like, as far as color of law and stuff like that. And he told me something about, like, if you send a letter to the police department, like, I don't know, asking to see their charter or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is that he said, but there was some phrase, a terminology that he used to describe, and he said if you send them a letter like that, then it's an immediate like cleaning house and all that kind of thing. And I mean, I just never got around to doing it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me tell you, this is bullshit, and I'm sure this guy means well, but you can't.
So let me go into that whole fucking explanation if it's bullshit, huh?
Yeah, because a lot of people believe it. I'm going to let you have this. A lot of people think that this is, they read books and they see YouTube videos and they're like, oh, well, Title 18, Chapter 13, 242.12244, this protects me, you see. I've got words on paper, and when I say these words to the police, boy, are they going to listen. They are really going to respect these words on paper, because, no, they're not. You're fooling yourself. The police have never read this. They don't go home at night and go study Title 18, Chapter 13. They don't know what the hell you're talking about. They may have heard before in their training seminars something about color of law, and all it meant to them was, hey, when you've got your uniform on, you can do anything you want to those people out there,
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a setup. Somebody trying to tell us something to do that, and then it ends up being wrong.
243 and 244. Those are deprivation of rights.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
You sound like a wannabe lawyer,
really
macho flasher.
When you're mentioning the wrong thing, because this is the tool that you should be using to tell all of your people.
Yeah.
Plus,
this is the tool because it's worked so well for you. Show me an example of where it worked for you.
Prosecutorial under jurisdiction of color of law to any police officer that is acting inappropriate, and I can guarantee you.
Guarantee. You heard it.
Well, I may CLU.
You heard it, guys. He is a guy on the internet. Actually, wait a minute. I think he says he's with the ACLU.
I already know that I know the law. So you get an instant respect for the Constitution because they can be held criminally liable. Okay, you got any questions, call me, 415.
I said the same thing to Mouse when he said that. Show me where it worked for you.
Wait, what did he say? Mayhalis ACLU?
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man.
Okay, you got any questions, call me, 415-532-6719. Mayhalis ACLU.
Maybe that was his name.
I think that's some kind of... I don't think that's what you think it is.
Well, whatever. All right, guy from ACLU. I appreciate that, but I still think it's baloney. Hey, we got Nathan in Texas who wants to be added to the call. Should we let him?
Sure.
Put some reverb on him?
Yeah.
All right.
Functify it for me.
There you go. We're getting connected.
Functify it for me.
Go ahead, Nathan. You're on. Getting connected.
Functify it for me.
Go ahead, Nathan. You're on. Nathan, you got it. Don't you know about turning the stream off before you answer a call? No? All right. I guess it doesn't matter. We're gonna leave him on. When he figures out how to talk into his microphone and join us, we'll add him to the discussion. Hey, so good news. According to K5, well, I gotta turn that reverb off. That's annoying me. The Seattle Police Department is receiving international attention this week after launching a new YouTube page showing videos from body cameras worn by officers. The police say that their goal is to restore public trust. They have about a dozen videos online at this point, but the department plans to upload videos daily once they get the kinks ironed out. Don't iron out all the kinks now. The SPD, here's the video channel. I'll do a screen share for those of you watching along at home. SPD body cam or body worn video is the name of the page, and I'm going to subscribe to it because I don't want to miss a single one. Sounds like they'll be uploading videos daily, and I'm just checking it out now for the first time. Looks like they did an upload about 10 hours ago. These videos have 48 views, 11 views, 16 views, 4 views. So not getting a lot of attention right now. Also not named with any sort of interesting titles, just Axon Flex video and then the date and time. So that's helpful. It's helpful to people who want to see this. Now, unfortunately, it looks like comments are disabled for this video. Why am I not surprised? I wonder if I can vote. I'm going to vote up. Yes, I like this. That's okay. I'm allowed to vote up or down, so that's good. I like to see this level of interaction. We'll talk more about the future of body cams and YouTube channels dedicated to your local police department and their body cams. Would you like to be subscribed to a YouTube channel like this? Go check it out. Seattle.
Shiny badges on your...
Yo, Nathan, are you with us?
Shiny badges.
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was wrong before? Why weren't you talking?
Well, I was talking, but my microphone didn't feel like transmitting the electrical impulses at that time.
It didn't feel like it, or was it a user error?
I'm not sure. I think it was a loose wire.
There's a problem between the user and the keyboard.
Yeah, I think that loose wire is in your brain. So, what's up?
Oh, I just wanted to talk about the previous call when we get back, because it sounded like one of those magic word kind of sovereign citizen types.
Well, no, it was a guy from
that's
you.
I mean, I've always been kind of like, you know, interested in that sovereign citizen kind of discussion. You know, like you said,
don't
like
go
you said,
the FBI.
Like you,
watches
no,
us.
hey, like I said, like you said, actually, show me that it worked for you, and then maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, I would like to see that. If those people would just come up to New Hampshire, where it's easy to record a trial.
Yeah, you know.
Well, he didn't give any context to his call. Was he was he talking about filming the police? What was he talking about?
No, he did a little bit. He said, "I'm on your Facebook page, and I'm seeing you talk about the color of law again, and you've got it all wrong. So let me explain to you again how color of law actually works." And then something like, you just say these words, color of law, chapter 13 of Title 18, and the cops will do a double take and then treat you like a princess.
She wrote a book, 13 chapters, on chapter 11.
Yeah. Chapter 11 is different.
That goes to show what I know.
Yeah. You don't want chapter 11, that's for sure.
I don't want any fucking chapters, really.
No. I want chapter 1.
That motherfuckers can keep the whole book as far as I'm concerned.
Am I free to go?
Yeah, you damn right. Am I?
Am I?
All right.
I don't know.
I don't want to, though.
Am I free to take a break?
You are.
Yeah, I'll take a break then.
I enjoy your company so much, though.
I'll be right over here. You won't miss so much.
Okay. I know where he's going.
My ad. No.
I know where he's going.
iMagicMud.com. Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at remote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Pushed to the breaking point after constantly being taken to task without ever hearing a word of thanks for what it does around here, overwhelmed and infuriated nation announced in February that it was
I don't know if you can hear me, but I put some headphones in too. Hopefully that'll help.
Thank you, while another 28% just wanted 2 freaking minutes without somebody breathing down their neck.
We're trying as hard as we can here. How about cutting some little slack for a change, huh? You know what? This is just bullshit. I do not.
Christ Almighty, sources added. God distanced himself from the entire right-wing fundamentalist Christian movement, saying that he did not believe pregnancies result from his divine will. The Almighty Father went on to dismiss capital punishment, gun rights, the anti-abortion movement, and the efforts of the Westboro Baptist Church, while adding that he and Christian conservatives, quote, no longer saw eye to eye on the majority of issues. And physicists discovered that the entirety of our known universe is actually the fictional setting of a cop show called Hard Case.
This is the Onion News Network. You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
LRN.FM.
Here we go. CopBlockRadio. We are live. It's Wednesday, March 11th, 2015.
I like March 4th a lot better.
March 4th. That was a very special date for us. But
Yes.
We've got Nathan in Texas on the line. He wants to wax poetic about color of law. Go ahead, Nathan.
Well, I actually found he actually did give a legitimate citation. That actually is in the U.S. Code. There is some regulation or something called color of law. But as far as I can tell, it only relates to the deprivation of rights. So it says here something like, if you deprive someone of their rights, then you can be punished for it.
Okay.
So
Jesus?
It sounds a little vague, like, because that can mean a lot of things.
Yeah. Tell us more, Jess.
Jesus?
Well, when he called in, I thought that. Sorry, is there a reverb on me now?
I just took it off. Sorry, that was a little fun for me.
Okay, it sounded like a bunch of whispering on my end. So
all right.
Maybe if I listen to the podcast, it'll sound different.
Yeah.
So he said initially, I thought he was one of these people who believe in the magic words. They're individuals who have what are called legal conspiracy theories, as Ian on Free Talk Live calls them. Like, they have these elaborate theories that if you look up such and such law and you use such and such words, then you'll prevail in court or whatever.
Yeah, prove it.
Sorry?
I said, yeah, prove it.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. I think he has the best response, which is to ask if you have any evidence, if you have any practical example of this being used. I noticed in that kind of condescending call he left you, he didn't actually give any citations or examples of that law being used. So, I mean, deprivation of rights could be anything. Like, am I deprived of my rights when they make me wait 50 minutes for a drug dog to come out?
Yeah, I am. I feel like I am.
Yeah. I mean, it's ultimately not going to be. It's not going to mean anything. When you bring it before a judge, they're going to be like, "Nah, he's a cop. He can do whatever he wants."
Yeah, so it surprised me when you said he was from the ACLU. So I have maybe he's
Nathan,
like a rogue ACLU lawyer or something.
I worked with the ACLU. Okay, they believe that the state can be held to its own standards. I had to leave because after months or years of banging my head against the wall, saying, "Hey, look, we're trying to hold the government to its own standard, and it's not working. You want to just keep doing more of that?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." So that's what this guy wants to do. I mean, he's like, there's this law here, and the police say that they swear an oath to uphold this law, and they're enforcing this law, so here, now it must apply to them. But no, it doesn't. It really doesn't have to apply to them.
Well, I'm curious if you could go into a little more detail about that, because what kind of practical things to try to do with the ACLU work? Because I'm kind of imagining like a room of the conspiracy theorists, and it seems to me they would never really get anything done. They would just be, pouring through obscure, arcane legal texts all the time and talking to.
So one thing that the
So at the ACLU, are they like delusional, or do they plan to take these things to court? Like, what are they? What's their attitude?
Well, I think all statists are delusional. So all people who believe in an organization calling itself the state, believing that it has rights and has authority over them, I think they're delusional. They're deluding themselves. It's an illusion. There's no such thing as a state. There are only individuals. There are buildings. There are cars, but there is not the state. And so anyway, the people at the ACLU, I think, are like 95% there, in that they're like, look at what the government's doing. They're buying all these tanks. They're militarizing the police. And that's not good, and they're breaking the law, and that's not good either, and we need to stop them. But then their solution is like, I know, let's take them to court. And then who's it up to then? The judge, who's also corrupt and in bed with the local police. And then what do you? Oh, we'll take it up to a higher court. Oh, well, more corrupt judges. What do you know? So the ACLU can't do anything that matters until it's already way too late. So, like, for example, Guantanamo Bay. That was torture. That is torture. It is wrong. It's immoral. It's something that everyone in the U.S. who knows about it is outraged about and has been. Even former President Obama was outraged about it at one time before 2009. And then he got elected and promised to close it, and that didn't happen.
Former President Obama, isn't he still president?
No, before he was president. He
Oh.
closed Guantanamo Bay and then ran on that campaign.
And so what you're saying is that the people in power will ignore the law when it's convenient to them to do so, but it feels to me like that would never really come up or be discussed at the ACLU. Like, Supreme Court Judge Rehnquist, he'll probably be the swing vote to make this case not matter at all, and it'll be a huge waste of money. Like,
maybe
the country
happens. I heard it, Nathan.
The country motto ought to be: if you can't win, cheat. If you can't cheat, change the rules. That ought to be the country motto, because that's what they fucking do.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I agree with you, Dio. But to answer your question, really, I think what you're getting at is like, are the people at the ACLU deluding themselves? And like, yes, I really see them as this chess player, right, who doesn't realize that they're playing with a pigeon. They're like, no, I've got this awesome move, like I'm totally going to win. And the pigeon just kicks over your pieces.
Shits on the board.
Yeah. So they keep believing that they're cornering the government and they're playing the rules in a way that's going to make them win and make freedom happen, but they're deluding themselves. Does that make sense?
That's a fascinating answer. So in a way, they're worse than the people who believe in magic words, because at least the people who believe in magic words, like they're not professional lawyers. They don't actually try their stuff out. Whereas you're saying the ACLU is litigating things constantly, and they don't see it.
Yeah. So what they've taken to do recently, the reason I had to leave was not because they take on futile efforts like trying to close Guantanamo Bay through legal means, but because they realize those things are failures, or at least some of them do. Some of them in the accounting department, most likely. They realize these things are not going to be successes in court, and so they don't waste their time on it, and they focus on, petty, trivial things like gay marriage, which I'm all for. All right, I'm all about gay marriage. I'm gay. This is great. Marriage for everybody. Woo. But I don't want millions of billions of dollars to be spent fighting for that. I just think it's a waste of money.
It certainly is.
There are people being...
And time. You're both right.
There's police that's being militarized around the country. That needs to be stopped. And for people to focus on, like, oh, I want gay people to kiss in front of cameras, it's like, all right, we got bigger problems, guys.
Well, it looks good when they send out fundraising letters.
Yeah, look at this victory here. Oh, look at this next victory in this next state. Anyway, hey, we got a question from the chat. Derek J., if you wanted to get cannabis leaf juice, how hard would it be to procure? Are you conducting an investigation?
It depends on, do you have any cannabis leaf? I mean, if you have cannabis leaf, then I guess it's going to be pretty fucking easy, ain't it?
Yeah, is this a hypothetical question? I've learned that I never get in trouble when I don't answer hypothetical.
Is there actual cannabis leaf involved? That's what I want to know.
Probably.
To answer a question with a question.
Was there anything else? Oh, right. I follow. Good. You know, that was a good example of what should you do when you're under investigation by the police. Answer a question with a question if you can. Wait, we didn't ask, am I free to go?
Hey, you know what? Speaking of don't we believe in magic words too? Am I free to go? Am I being detained? Those are we think that's going to get us away with shit, right?
No, that's just words I would communicate to another human being if I felt like, he was trying to keep me from going somewhere.
I just say it.
I don't know. It seems like to some extent, I mean, like when you say these words, you don't really know what they're going to do, right? Like you could say,
yeah.
I'm free to go, and he could say,
I'm
free to go, and then you could turn around, and then he could say, oh, I changed my mind, you're under arrest. Right?
Yeah, because if you can't win, cheat. If you can't cheat, change the fucking rules.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you wanted to share tonight? Anything about the videos from the Seattle Police Department?
Oh, no, that's all. Have a good night, guys.
All right, good night.
Good talking to you, Nate.
Nathan in Texas, and you can call in like he did via Skype. CopBlockRadio is our username. And, do you want to watch one of these videos, Dio? You want to see what this is like?
Sure.
It looks like we're in the cruiser here of a Seattle Police Department car. I'm not hearing any sound, so I presume these body-worn cameras have no sound.
I think what happens is that they activate when they are, interacting or something, or there's probably some other kind of trigger like that. Because the dash cams, some of the dash cams we get too is the same way. They start off silent, and then once they start having their interactions, sound kicks on.
It looks like he's having an interaction with two individuals, which brings up a whole other question. Are these things going to have to be blurred? I mean, what if they're having a private conversation with somebody? Do they turn it off? This is going to raise a whole new can of worms. Worms.
What if the key to achieving liberty in your lifetime was to move together with others who think like you?
Is it better now that I got headphones for you?
Yeah. Was it not good?
I didn't have headphones, so I thought maybe that might have been what was causing that the problem.
No, I don't think there was a problem.
Hmm.
There was a problem with Nathan, because he was still listening to the broadcast when he called in.
Okay.
So we got an echo.
All right.
Wow. All right. Now we got Eric J in the chat asking, "What's the best way to score an 8-ball?"
Harlem, man.
I would
Spanish.
My old neighborhood in Philadelphia, Kensington.
Trenton.
Yeah, Trenton, right. Kensington, Philadelphia, though, man, if that isn't the heroin capital of the world, I really don't know what is. That place was it's not scary, it's just sad, walking around seeing all those junkies. The streets are littered with needles. Everyone's asking you, what's the word? What's called a flex?
Oh, I don't remember, man. I'm talking shit 25 years ago.
They're like, need any what? Need any takes? What? They had some word for it. It doesn't matter. I didn't ever want any. Nothing good about heroin.
No, I was always there for the coke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing now.
I don't know. Huh. Wow.
Here comes the boss.
Oh, no.
What's up?
Oh, no.
I can't hear. It's all right. How's it going?
You can't hear me?
Oh, you can't hear because, yeah, you got the microphone on, yo. Can you hear me now? Who's on with you guys, butthead?
Yeah.
Are you guys getting trolled?
No, that was me.
No.
Oh.
He's got the sound machine.
Oh, I was like, I didn't know what was going on because I just caught into this. But I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go, guys. What's up? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Good. No,
It's good.
I thought you'd be at break at top of the hour.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Oh, it is break. Shit.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out with each other.
That's cool. Hey, we got to get you gear. What do you want?
I'm wearing some gear.
Yeah, I know. New stuff.
You unlock
I think I want the sweatpants. Those are really cool. Are those the most popular right now?
Well, see,
if you want a small, we can give them to you.
Yeah.
What
do you think I am? Some chub?
Well, I don't know. The mediums are big on me, so.
I know they're big on you because you're a tiny, small too.
I know. But I guess you got mine hemmed by the neighbor.
Yep.
You got your sweatpants hemmed?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that not cool?
That is cool.
I was stepping on them, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was stepping on the backs of mine too.
All right, that's cool.
Awesome.
My neighbor is like 95 years old, and she was a seamstress, and so anytime we need anything like that done.
So do you want Am I Free to Go, Film the Police, or Who Owns You?
Who owns you?
Long sleeve or short sleeve? Oh wait, no. Do you want sweatpants too? Fine, we'll give you both. What else do you want?
Short sleeve.
Short sleeve. What size?
Small. I am a small. Thank you.
Good. Get rid of one of them. Fuck.
Wait, t-shirt, he said.
You're about the only one I know going to get a small. So.
Don't the ladies get small?
We ain't got that many ladies.
Yeah.
I know your address, so. And we'll send you small sweatpants.
Okay, great.
All I asked is for some pictures.
Yo.
Sure you can do it. I probably didn't even have to ask.
All right. No, if you didn't ask, then the pictures would go to the wrong person.
True. That's right. What's that? He said he sent the pictures to the wrong person. Never mind. Way over Dio's head.
That's all right. Dio's not doing much sexting. I get the.
Hey, just put it on Snapchat though, so they get rid of it right away.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't got onto Snapchat yet, but I should.
Check this motherfucker out. Look at him. Look at this.
Look at that dude. He's awesome.
This guy. Hey, what do you?
I brought my stormtroopers with me.
Hey man, did you show them? We got Nerf guns today too.
Oh
man.
no, I didn't show them.
Oh, yeah.
Over there.
Do they say CopBlock on them?
No, but they will. Good idea. Look.
Official CopBlock.
So the stormtroopers, man. They even
that's
fucking,
sick.
Over the arm too.
Over the arm, you can fucking. Then you'd be like, what?
That's tactical, man. You gonna nerf some cars or something, or what are you doing?
Well, did you see the video I put on CopBlock today?
That's all. No.
You should check that out. It's on the homepage in the video. What's that?
I should play it.
Yeah, so these guys in the UK put a fucking GoPro on one of these things and walked up to cops and were like, I'm going to shoot you. And, like, I asked everybody it was a quick hit for me today, and I was like, how long would it take you to get shot in the United States by this? And they were like, this long? Like, seriously, the guy wouldn't have got the picture to save on his camera by the time the fucking cops would have killed you in the United States. I want to try to shoot this thing like right into the camera.
That makes me a little uncomfortable that they would do that. I mean, that's like, all right, you got this video where it's at
on CopBlock. Yeah, check it out. It's one of the most viewed videos of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's already back in the gun. What you got? So when we come back, I can be holding Dio hostage. This could be like a. Look, we're in the fucking basement. It's like a terrorist shit. I should put the fucking mask on. Be like, I got Dio here.
Here we go again.
Is it not on? Is it not on the CopBlock?
Here we go again.
Oh no, I see it. All right, latest.
You want me to send you the link?
I got
reloading.
Come back.
I'm reloading.
Oh, he's cute.
Who's cute?
The main guy so far.
Oh yeah. I love.
He talks like an idiot.
I'll get in trouble.
Is it just because he's British?
Send me your address there.
It's a 74.
Or if I like, sure.
I'll write it down right now for you. I mean,
How much trouble? A lot. Or can I just try? I'm just curious though. Just a bit
Hey, I think we got Robin Hood on.
Hey, what's up?
All right, yeah, James, what's up?
Got him?
What's up, James? Hey, Derek.
Yeah?
I don't. Never mind.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Nice. James.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Oh, not too much. Just
All
dealing
well?
with this nonsense down there.
You got to go back now and shit?
No, I actually expect the charges to be dropped.
Okay.
I don't want to get too much into the details, but
Of course. You will tell us everything you know.
Did you see the video I posted on his Facebook page today?
who's that?
The video I posted on his Facebook page today?
Yeah, he said he's like, Adamo Freeman, he's petting his dog. You are marked for termination.
We're coming back. This is CopBlockRadio. And we're live for the second hour. Oh my God, what is happening? Dio, are you okay?
Dio is out of here.
Down.
Sorry.
Dio, Adamo, it looks like I can see you behind there in some basement. Are you safe?
I'm safe, but Dio's not doing all right.
Get me the fuck out of here! Please help me! So, all right, you've got Nerf guns, you've got gear, and I can get some of that cool swag over at CopBlock.org/store.
That's right.
Adamo is
Show 'em the police shirts.
Yeah.
Awesome little badge with the O's there. Sweatpants.
Boom.
Yep. Hats. Ocha.
Sexy.
Fitted or non-fitted. And we got lots of stickers.
Hats with the holographic sticker. Oh, and who owns you? That's one of the most popular. That's one of my favorites.
Yep. And stickers.
Boom.
Film the police. Am I free to go?
Our personal favorite.
Perfect for the refrigerator, car, computer, whatever you want. But yeah, CopBlock.org store. And the Nerf gun is just part of the evolving Stormtrooper skit. And so, because I blog about this video today, and I think you've got it pulled up, of some guys in the UK who took a Nerf gun out. He was actually dressed in camo. So I thought it was like a little more edgy than like being in like a obviously ridiculous Stormtrooper suit. But anywho.
It was. We have a little bit of the video here. I'm going to play a quick clip, but then we're going to get to our first guest who we had a hard time connecting with, but we're going to get him on for just a second. So here's the clip just to introduce it, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, I'm reloading. You think you're big time? I'll show you a big time.
I show you a good time.
I'll get in trouble if I like shot you there.
Look, these guys have machine guns.
Like, how much trouble? A lot.
We're not going to play that game now, are we?
Or can I just try? I'm just curious though. Just a bit curious. About like there.
Whoa, wait a minute. Did he just discharge his gun?
Yeah, for sure.
You'd have been killed in the United States.
Oh my God. He would
Tanner, a little bit, he goes,
dead.
excuse me, can I get my bullet back?
That kid's got balls. All right, speaking of balls, we got James Cleveland on the line. Hey, James.
He's got big balls.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you got big hair. You were just arrested in Virginia. We were talking about you in the first hour, and how you holding up?
Oh, it wasn't. I mean, jail sucks. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Once I got in, I just kind of like made peace with it. Like, I basically just slept and just all I had was my thoughts because I spent the whole 2 days in intake. It's like I had no reading materials except some horrible Christian propaganda. It was like way over the top. But other than that, I had nothing to do. That was probably the worst thing about it. One interesting thing is I've been doing the low-carb diet for about a year, so I didn't eat anything. And actually, I'd eaten Sunday night, and then Monday morning I was detained at like 9:30, and then they arrested me at 5:30. So I didn't eat anything for like pretty much 48 hours. So that kind of worked too, but
What went through your mind when you saw the blue lights behind you? What walk us through that?
oh God, I didn't know. I was actually really annoyed. As far as I knew, I was going 63 and a 65. There was like no traffic. It was good weather. I was like, what? Why is he pulling me over? I didn't realize that the tag was expired. I thought I had a couple days. I thought I was good till the end of April, but apparently the insurance was out on the vehicle, so it canceled the tag. So.
But you didn't know that at the time, so a guy walks up to you You guys walk up to you. How's it work out?
Yeah, so I guess real quick, the officer comes up and he's like, and I'm like, I turn on the camera as I'm driving and I'm pulling over. He claims that I took a half a mile to stop, which is really ridiculous. I pretty much pull over immediately, and like you can see that from the film. So I don't know like where you get that, but
because that would make you look bad. If that were true, that would make you look like you're some criminal trying to evade him, right?
Yeah, and that's what he's kind of like. I think he even put that in the warrant that I was acting suspicious and that I took a long time to pull over.
Now, does he have a dash cam? Because you can check his claim against the objective evidence of a dash cam.
That I'm not sure. I know one of them did for sure. He did have a body camera, which I found interesting.
Okay.
So one interesting thing is they did not take any issue to me at all for recording, which I thought I was secretly pleased about because there's been multiple times where police and other government people really don't like people filming them. But these guys, they just didn't care pretty much at all, which I thought was interesting. So officer comes up, he's like, get out of the car. Well, first, like, let me see your license and registration. I'm looking for the registration. I like put the window down halfway because it's a manual window, and he's like, give me your license. So I quit putting it down, and then he's like, put the window down all the way. So it's like, to me, he was like hassling me because it's like, I can only do one thing at a time. You want to put the window down, or you want to get the license. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those like with to a lesser degree, but the homeless man Kelly Thomas, who was told put your legs out, put your knees up, put your legs out, put your knees up, and he was like, well, which is it? I can't do both, and so you're being given two conflicting orders at the same time. Sort of a way to fuck with your head.
Yeah. Then he asked me to get out of the vehicle. So I did. I got out of the vehicle. I made sure to lock the door behind me. They told me to proceed to the back, which I did. They frisked me. They didn't really search me.
What is a frisk?
Basically, they like patted me down, and at this point, I had a pin in my pocket.
What was that? With what? With gloves? With their hands? Where did
Just
they
their
touch?
hands.
Where did they touch you?
Oh, everywhere.
Show us on this doll where
I mean, they're feeling me up. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Show us on the doll where the government man touched you.
Yeah, it's like, hey, buddy, I just met you. You know, you got to buy me dinner or something. I mean.
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh because it's horrifying that there could be a man in a uniform, a perfect stranger to you, who demands that he be allowed to put his hands in very private areas of your body.
Hey, asshole, you gonna buy me dinner first?
Yeah. And that you have no right to refuse, or you'll be hurt. You'll be.
Oh yeah, and at this point, so pretty much at the beginning, the officer that pulled me over, I think his name was Tompkin or something like that, Tompkin, and then he was a corporal, and then Sergeant Williams. You know, it's important that you call him Sergeant. I called him Officer Williams, and he took exception to that. So a couple of points, but he showed up, and they told me I'd be arrested if I didn't get out of the vehicle because I asked him if I'm legally required to get out.
What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, boy?
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous, but
End of an inning?
yeah, they kind of frisked me down. I got a pin in my pocket and the key, and they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's a pin." What is this? It's a key. So I did speak to an attorney about this. Actually, I ended up hiring the attorney. I thought he was great, but that's another story. Oh, and another thing is, like, I don't want to have to travel down there. Me traveling down there would be like the same cost as the attorney. It was pretty cheap, so.
What can cop blockers learn from your experience?
I don't know. I guess the issue. So there's an issue of like, should I just let him have search and then like been on my way? I don't know. To me, it's like I decided. Well, number one, I'm not 100% sure what's in my vehicle at any point in time. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like I'm always going to say no to the search unless you have a warrant. Like, if someone showed up at my house...
Well, not even that, like, yeah, you don't know what rules they've made illegal, right? Like, yesterday,
there you go.
Perfect example. Today, like, you got one under your seat, you're doing 20 to life.
Yep.
Well, the substance that they found is actually a medicine that I may have a prescription for. So, you know, I feel pretty good it's going to be dropped, but they didn't even ask me about that. They didn't read me Miranda rights at any point in time.
Can you stay with us, James, through break?
James, are you able to stay with us? We've got a few more questions for you.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Excellent. All right, we'll be back with more from James Cleveland. And don't forget, the Nerf gun video is also coming up. Join us at copblock.org.
Here, I'm running away.
Ross Ulbricht was in early 2015 running the Silk.
Thank you, James. Wow, what a story. And
yeah, I mean, it gets even more ridiculous. I mean, the whole thing was just way over the top. It really boiled down to, it's the classic thing. If you tell them no, if you do anything to, I don't want to say disrespect, but if you question them at all, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? And I was trying to be as polite as I could. I was like, you know, I did tell them. So I was upset. You know, like, you guys are stealing my car. You're going to strand me here. I had no wallet on me, no cash, no credit cards, nothing. And they're like, you can't go get your wallet. And I'm like, basically, like, okay, what am I supposed to do? You're going to make me homeless tonight. I can't even, like, my cell phone battery is dying. Like, I won't be able to make a phone call. I don't know where the heck I am. I'm going to be on the side of the road. Like, and I was trying to ask them, like, how would you like if someone treated your family like this? You know what I mean? Like, this is outrageous to me. But
sounds like they were pretty dumb.
They didn't have it at all. They were like, oh, well, I guess you shouldn't disrespect the police. Or, you know, like, that was their attitude.
You know, honestly, James...
That's such bullshit. I hate that crap. You shouldn't disrespect the police, so you were punished. And, like... Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
No, my point is just, it's stupider than yours, Ademo. It said, I'm going to set my GPS to avoid bumblefuck. Never go through some shithole hick town, ever. If it's called Dinwiddie, I want to stay away.
I was just about to say, I just blogged about some cops in East Boston who were the same thing, man. They're just idiots. Like, this cop's like, hey, man, if you just be cool with me and tell me you just want to go over here and drink some beers, then it'd be a lot better for you. And so he's trying to tell the guy, like, don't run, because the guy saw the cops and ran off. And so the cops were like, don't run away, just talk to us. And because the guys were like, hands up, don't shoot. And like, the cop's like, you think we're just going to kill everybody? So anywho, but then the last thing the cop says to him is like, hey, if we see you over here again, we're going to arrest you for trespassing. So everything you just said is fucking bullshit, because now when they see you, they're going to run again. And if it's not you, it's the other cop who thinks they shouldn't run, and then they're going to shoot him. Like, you guys are all fucking full of shit.
Hey, hold that thought, Ademo. I want to test to see if our guests can hear one another. So first, I'm going to add the caller from 808 to the line. Caller.
You know who the caller from 808 is. I doubt you get any other callers from 808.
Hey, Calvin. How you doing?
Who's 808? Oh, Calvin.
Not bad. Hey, go easy on that first name there.
Oh, okay. Well, you asked me if I know who you are, and so I said your name.
We'll call you Big Razor out of Texas.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't, you know.
No problem.
Your name comes up when you call, so that's how, you know. Otherwise, I wouldn't really know. So please do introduce yourself as you'd like to be known. So are you able to hear Straight Razor, James?
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay, you can hear it. And did you just hear James Straight Razor?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So we all hear each other, and I just added Liberty Phoenix to the group.
Oh Jesus!
Are you?
There goes the fucking neighborhood.
Yep. Yeah. No. Seriously. So we got Liberty Phoenix, James Robin Hood Cleveland, Straight Razor, Derek J, Dio, and Ademo. This is a hell of a panel we've got going.
Oh, yeah, if we were all in one room, I'd blaze up.
Did Straight Razor say that?
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah.
I break out my fluffy cups for all you guys.
I'm coming.
Hold that thought. We're coming back.
Side of the page at lrn.fm.
Hey, put that joint out. This is CopBlockRadio.
Run! It's the moment!
Run! I think we got the cops on the line. Hey, this is CopBlockRadio, and we do have a cop on the line. We've got a loaded phone line. Hold your calls. If you've been thinking about calling it, just hold it for a second. We're full. We got Liberty Phoenix, who is a new mover to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project. We've got Dio, of course, in Ohio. Ademo, Freeman of CopBlock.org. Blog extraordinary. He just dropped a bunch of blogs over on that website. And Straight Razor joins us on the line. Hey, Straight Razor, how you doing tonight?
All right, not bad, gentlemen.
Rad. And so what's
first
up?
First things first, right out of the gate, never consent to a search of your vehicle, ever.
Never?
Ever. Do
Why?
not do it. Because when you consent to search of your vehicle, in many states that means that you can actually dismantle that vehicle to search it.
What? You can take the whole goddamn thing apart?
Yeah, I can take your, I can open up your glove box, I can take wheels off. It depends on how badly they want to get you.
Get out of here. I didn't know that. I thought if you could lock something, they can't open it. So, like, if you can lock your glove box, they're not allowed to open it, right?
Not if you
the thing and then open it, right?
Because here's the thing: is once you consent, that's basically like an all-around warrant. So if you make them go through the warrant process, that warrant is going to say, you may search this compartment, and this compartment must be unlocked and searched.
Oh, I see. All right.
We've entered into a verbal contract. You
I
need to understand that.
And you're literally covering the entire vehicle bumper to bumper in many states.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's a good clue. Thanks for letting us know, man.
So, yeah, definitely don't do that.
Well, that's important. It's like cops are like vampires, you know. You have to invite.
Sorry. I couldn't help myself. Go ahead. Finish that point.
Yeah, you know, I asked one of the officers, I asked him how many people just consent, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but he claimed it was 75% consent and 25% say no. So, you know, like, why would you say yes? Like, I agree with you, it's a stupid thing, you know what I mean? The only reason is maybe, like, I want to leave, I have nothing in my vehicle, but
you know why I
you know what's in your vehicle.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even if you have nothing in your vehicle, is saying yes worth having all of the trouble of, say, them digging every single thing out of your vehicle? Let's say, you know, if it's just someone who's got something out for you, if I just want to give you a hard time, why would I not pull out every single liner in your vehicle and just take up as much time as possible just to be a bad person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating to even think about that, but...
Here's the better question. Yeah. Have you arrested anyone this week, Straight Razor?
This week, I had to arrest somebody this week.
Oh, man.
But it was not... It was far from a victimless crime, so...
Bullshit.
You know.
What? Ademo, how do you call bullshit on that? Straight Razor's straight shooter.
I'm just a betting man, dude, and I'm betting the odds. Like, you know, I know numbers and shit, and all the things that Straight Razors get to arrest people for, I'll put my money on as a victimless crime.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Who's the victim?
I'm just saying.
Was the victim the state?
When she walks out of the house with blood gushing from her head, it's generally not victimless. So
maybe she was on her period.
That's part of the secret to being a liberty-loving police officer. Is you have to take the bad calls, the really bad calls. That way, no one ever gives you a problem.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll bet probably your co-workers pay extra attention to you because of the things that you say. Like, they're watching your actions to see if they match your words, right?
Absolutely, but at the same time, they would... Every single call that comes up that is a domestic or a violent crime, and the ones I hate the most and generally involve children, most officers don't want to work those. So I pick up the load there, and then in return, generally most people are going to leave me alone because they don't want to have to work, you know, a child drowning or anything like that.
What is it that cops most want to do?
Nothing.
Well, see, it's dependent on officer. You have your
They prefer to do nothing.
that are going to go. They want to be high octane. Then you've got the guys who have some kind of incredibly stupid vendetta against anyone who wants to put a substance in their body. It's person dependent.
Well, I still think they all want to do nothing.
Yeah, and I'll give you I think most cops can give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they wanted to do good, but as I pointed out to the officers on the side of the road, like the good cop guy, I thought he was a good guy. You know what I mean? But he said a couple things I didn't agree with, and as I pointed out to him, it's like
starved you for 2 days.
You make
you're
a decision to enforce bad laws every single day. He's like, oh, you make a lot of sense or whatever, and I'm like, well, the text is supposedly don't enforce the bad laws, right? And he's like, he takes the cop out, basically he didn't write the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's where officer
it's really important to get other officers on board with you, and then if you can team up with another officer, then you can have a really smooth patrol and not bother people. It's an amazing thing.
So
when that happens.
let me ask you a question, I guess, that I asked the officer. What's more important to you, going home at the end of the day or treating the public with respect?
Obviously, here's the thing. You guys are unwilling patrons. You're forced to be patrons. So whenever I signed the documents, that meant that I was willing to not go home at the end of the day, to the benefit of someone who was forced to pay for my services.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to get across to him. Supposedly, he's out there to protect and serve, whatever that means. It implies that maybe he could take a little bit more risk. Instead of treating everyone like a criminal, if you treat everyone like a criminal, it would make his job safer in theory, right? But to me, it's he shouldn't approach every vehicle with his gun drawn, or you know what I mean, or something like that, even though that might be safer. So I was just trying to stress that point to him that, I feel like it's I'll grant it, it's a risky job. I told him, I worked roofing. It was a dangerous job.
Yeah, more dangerous than the cop's job.
Well, escalation of force is.
He said he would never do roofing. He said it's too dangerous. So the cop told me.
He's probably just trying to pad your ego. He didn't do that shit.
Final thought before James Cleveland signs off. James, you are a CopBlock Network member, correct?
No, I'm ashamed to admit I have not.
Really? I thought you were. I was saying that because I thought you were. Anyway, get signed up. CopBlock.org/network.
I will say that.
I thought this is how it works, right?
Huh? I should have planned that better. Sorry, James.
Well, one of the best things I would say definitely is the community. So the guys down in Virginia, I guess James, I'll give him the other James down in Virginia, I'll give him a shout out. Nathan, I really appreciate those guys helping me out when I was in trouble down there, and driving to come get me, and even leaving the jail. They're so they released me, and then they're I'm waiting in the lobby because it's cold outside, and they're like, is your ride here? And I'm like, I think he's coming in 5 minutes, and they're like, oh, we can't release you if your ride's not here. And I was like, oh, I think he's here, and I left, and I ran from the jail. I'm not going back in there. But,
down the street and shit.
That's what I did. I had to run I ran 15 minutes to an Exxon station.
Why? Did you think that the cops were gonna run after you?
I didn't know, and I'm at this Exxon station. There's no loitering sign. It closes. And then a freaking Dinwiddie sheriff pulls up, and I'm like, "Oh my God!"
What was the name of that town again?
Dinwiddie.
I'm like, "Oh my!" But nothing happened, thank God. And then other James showed up, and picked me
What
up.
did the officer say whenever you asked him that question?
Oh, he said that going home at the end of the day was more important to him. And this guy, I told him, I would rate him like 5 out of 5 stars. I thought he was great.
Statistically, the most dangerous time is when I'm pulling somebody over. That's when the most cops die, because they shoot you through the window. So if he was really interested in going home at the end of the night, he'd quit being a macho ass and just let you go on by.
Yeah, and I tried to point out to him, I said, like, all these laws, all these bad laws put you in jeopardy, because if I had $50,000 of cocaine in the truck, I might blow you away, because I don't want to go to prison. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
Contemplate that. But, I don't know, the whole thing was stupid. Like, why would I drive a big yellow truck with expired tags, a big crack in the window? Like, I'm going to go get a U-Haul if I'm going to do drugs. You know what I mean? Like, like you want to blend in, you know?
What would you say was the number one action that assisted you throughout this entire ordeal?
I would definitely... I think that filming was a good idea. I think that it did. They were filming me, I was filming them. They didn't take issue with it. I don't know, that's a good question. It's like when I asserted my rights, I guess when I said, you know, please go get a warrant, basically, I'm not going to let you guys search. They actually did do that, and I think it's because I had the camera on. So I had a similar experience in Georgia. I think it was on Interstate 85, so same interstate. Quote-unquote, the drug dog alerted. They ripped the vehicle apart. They didn't find anything. But they were like, put me in handcuffs in the back of the cruiser. They're like, we don't need a warrant. You know, the drug dog alerted, blah, blah, blah. We can search wherever we want to now. And that's what they told me and my brother. So I think that filming was a good idea because it kind of forced them begrudgingly to, you know, I guess, go
do it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to be coming back in 15 seconds, so hold your thoughts, everybody. I don't know if you want to repeat any of the things you just said, James, but I think we could just cruise along. We only got 2 more segments, so let's do it.
Okay.
Do you
sounded like Liberty Phoenix had a question for you, so we'll start with that when we come back.
Twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Yeah, I think that the...
Hold your thought. This is CopBlockRadio, and we're talking with James Cleveland of lots of things. One-on-one deals, thrift store, Robin Hood of Keene, and he is a CopBlock.org network member. He is. He mistakenly thought that he was not, but he is. Welcome back to the show, James.
Hey,
and Liberty Phoenix and Straight Razor and Dio join us as well. So, Liberty Phoenix, you had a question for James. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were talking over the break, and I had asked James, what do you think was the number one action that assisted you during the entire ordeal? You know, would you consider that it was the assertion of your rights? Would it have been the inclusion of yourself within this community of activists that can transmit information so quickly and easily? What do you think was the most helpful aspect of the entire ordeal?
Well, like I was saying, I think that filming definitely was probably the best decision I made. You know, that should be your standard whenever you're dealing with the state, if you will. So I had a similar experience down in Georgia on Interstate 85, I think, same interstate, where same vehicle, the drug dog, quote-unquote, alerted, you know, like, basically, I asked the police, I said, is there ever a time the drug dog doesn't alert? Like I feel like it alerts every single time. I'm 2 for 0 here, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking, it'd be interesting to buy a brand new car and then have the drug dog alert on it. You know what I mean? It's like, to show what a farce it is. But that time down in Georgia, they're like, oh, the drug dog alerted, we don't need a warrant now. We're putting you in handcuffs, and we're putting you in the back of the cruiser so we can rip it apart and go through everything.
You know, it's funny because when you say that, I blogged today on CopBlock about the Ohio State Patrol made a big deal. They posted a picture and everything, and they made this big deal about they got like this 2 pounds of weed off the street and all this,
2 pounds of weed?
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole thing is that what are you fucking heroes going to do when weed becomes legal? That's my question. Because where's your probable cause going to go then? What are you going to smell then?
Yeah, good question. I think it'd be
cocaine.
Yeah, they'll just claim the drug dog alerted on something else. Oh, that's another thing.
You were suspicious.
We train all the drug dogs, like, it'd be interesting.
Most likely they'll retire them. As far as I know, the drug dogs are. I mean, that's a special type of animal that you want to get. It's something that has that strong ball drive. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Barry Cooper's videos, and in them, he commented on how easy it is to have the animals basically trigger on anything. You could have a cement block and they'll trigger on that, as long as they're trained to.
It depends on how they're trained. You're right, and
You want a treat? You want a treat? Ruff, ruff.
I mean, they were doing. I read an article where they did training where they just went into a big parking lot and was just wiping fucking shit on people's cars and like having them hit on it and stuff. And like, I mean, then these people go in and get you. They come out of the place and they get in their car and they go down the road and all of a sudden the drug dog's hitting on their car because these motherfuckers wiped shit on it.
I've trained 2 dogs to shit in tall grass away from the yard, and so it's pretty easy to teach a dog to like bark or sit or scratch at a fucking tire if you're gonna praise it or reward it in any way for doing so. Like, I can't believe cops and like the justice system itself and everyone involved like takes like, well, did you have probable cause? Yes, the dog sat down by the car. Oh, the dog! Yay! Like, this dog is fucking like some magical dragon that like knows all this shit. Like, it's a fucking dog.
I'll do you one better. You go down and scroll down the Ohio State Patrol Facebook page, and you'll see story after story of them confiscating drugs, and they all say the same thing. They smelled marijuana. Like, okay, every single time? I don't think so.
Shit, I got out-of-state plates. Let's weigh down the fucking Subaru and drive up and down 90 until we get pulled over for drug trafficking. We'll wear dark hoodies and shit, and they'll be CopBlock hoodies.
For real.
Like, joke's on you, no drugs, just a bunch of cameras.
Hey, speaking of cameras, Damo, you blogged this earlier at CopBlock.org about the Seattle police releasing their own YouTube channel where they're daily uploading their own wearable dash cams. Straight Razor, how long is it going to be until Texas gets with the program here?
Derek, just so you know, it's not dash cams, it's body cams.
If I said that, I misspoke, because, yeah, I meant body cams.
Yeah, we were talking about it before.
Yeah, it is, body cams.
Well, the department that I work for and at least 3 other departments I know of all have already adopted body cams. Now, as far as posting them, I think there is some legal framework that they're worried about as far as are people actually going to consent to having them put up on YouTube? What if we encounter a minor who is breaking the law, who you legally cannot disclose their identity or show their face?
Well, sure you can. They're out in public, right?
Well,
and they're committing crimes. They have no expectation.
If not, if they're involved in a crime, you cannot.
See, now that's what I blogged about. That's the angle I took on this blog, is because there's a lot of media praising the Seattle police for doing this and like, oh, they're up with the times. First of all, it's 2015 and like YouTube's been around for like a decade, and like, wow, way to catch up with the times. Second of all, they're concerned with that too, and their way around it is they highlighted a dozen videos, so they've only posted a dozen videos. Like, they're not doing this instantaneously either. But so that it's bicycle cops right now. So you see them biking around and it's all nice. They have like their body cams on, and as soon as they approach people, they blur everything. They blur like the whole everything you see. They, instead of blurring like faces, they blur the whole video. And if you want unblurred video, you have to ask them for it. So like, not only I think this is a total publicity stunt for the Seattle Police Department, who has faced a lot of scrutiny for like being heavy-handed. And so they're doing this because of that. Yeah, and see how they blur it? You can't see anyone's face.
Yeah.
And so if you want the unblurred version, you get to contact them and you can request it. So they still have the control of withholding footage from you. And like, this is blurry when it's nothing. what do you think if an officer's tasing somebody? It'll be like watching a white screen, you know, like they'll blur it out completely, or not produce it.
The next question is how many cops' wives or friends or brother-in-laws now have a job editing that video for $50,000 a year?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. When they can just cut out the bullshit and live stream it, right? Cut out the bullshit, live stream it. Your public officials, everyone should just realize, like, hey, if you're interacting with a cop, you're on TV, and I would love that. I would love to know that the cop that I'm interacting with, his body is transmitting his video to a, viewable area immediately. You know?
That would make me feel a lot safer.
My biggest problem with a lot of people who have a problem with the police is that they are not, and I haven't had this problem here, it's that they aren't consistent in their values. So they'll tell a cop, hey, you're on public property and you're a public servant, I have the right to film you. Well, guess what? Whenever I interact with you, if you're on public property, then I should be able to film you in return and then release that video.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I encourage Sergeant Williams, I guess call him by his title, quote unquote. He was like, "Oh, make sure you get my good side." So he was kind of like joking, but it was kind of like a mean tone, and I was like, pull out your camera. I don't care, film me. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna put this up on YouTube, right?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe." I did.
Yeah, it depends on if I get my ass beat.
Right. Are you going to make it? I always tell the cops, like, I'm not going to put this on YouTube. You made it worthwhile, not me. I was just going to film you. Now you're over here acting like a dumbass, and so, great, thanks.
Yep, extra footage for us, thank you.
Seriously. It's like, I'm never like, oh, watch this. I mean, now, and that's why I wear, like, a stormtrooper costume and stuff, is because, like, most of the time it's boring to monitor the police, especially when they know you're watching, because they really stop acting a fool, which is even more of a reason that people should film them and watch them. But
hey, question for Ademo and Straight Razor: how come I find out who's editing this footage?
That's a good. It's somebody at the police department.
If they've hired an employee for it, then it should be on record, either with the city site or with the police site.
All right, when we come back, a guy shoots cops with Nerf guns.
When I found the Free State Project, I knew it.
Wow. I can't.
So this guy is great.
Yeah. We got to make sure we have time for him. His video is 3.5 minutes.
So one thing, too, I guess I'll talk about over the break real quick, was people calling the sheriff's office while I was there.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Just know that anything you say is still recorded.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. There's debate, like, is this a good thing to do or not a good thing to do, right? Like, my family was kind of upset that people were doing that. I will say, like, being in custody or whatever, like, there were points where I wanted to laugh my ass off. It was so funny, because this never happens, and these people were freaking out. They're like, what is going on here?
They won't stop blowing up the fucking phone.
It was so funny, too, and it's like Williams, the guy considered bad cop, he kept answering the calls, and he would just, like, play dumb. Like, Ian actually called him early on, and that's pretty much how he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. It was just like, I wanted to burst out laughing. Like, I could just tell how flustered he was getting. It was just funny. So I don't know if I don't think it really harmed me, you know. I don't think they would have treated me differently, but I guess now I can't really compare, but
I bet you it does. I know that, like, I've been locked up.
Better, if anything, to be
like,
honest.
oh, you're the internet guy, and so, like,
yeah,
it helps.
People like people actually care about this person. We can't really abuse them. But
you haven't seen this yet?
maybe they can, and I don't know. Who knows? But
they still extorted $1,000 out of you.
That's true.
That's some good shit.
Well,
Marijuana's a hell of a drug.
It's still a pain in the butt, you know, and I got to deal with this garbage. But
you can curse on this show.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we fucking go.
Well, you know, I'm kind of like a very mellow guy. If I start cursing, it's like you know something's really wrong. But
Judging by your video, something's really wrong.
Did you curse in the video? I don't think you did. when the police pulled you over, you were polite and calm. You were like, sir.
And something was really, really wrong.
And it was wrong. But yeah, you were like, I haven't seen a warrant. I think I'm supposed to see that. That's a question I want to ask Straight Razor when we come back. Is when are the police supposed to? First of all, are the police supposed to show you the warrant? And like when? You know, in relation to when they search your vehicle. So we'll find that out when we come back.
Hey guys, thanks for my calls. I'll be back.
All right.
I'm gonna drop.
You're dropping out, Liberty Phoenix?
Yeah.
All right. See you.
Hey, thank you, man.
Oh, we just lost a little bit of fuzz in the background. Maybe that was him.
I think so.
Oh, that's good.
Tell them before you guys are coming back.
1 minute. 50. It's actually 47 seconds. What is going on? Who's printing something?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
All right, please mute your microphone.
How do I do that? Let's see.
I don't know, but whatever you're doing.
It's just some comforting background printing for you.
Yeah,
they should
right.
play that in elevators.
Oh, that's my jam.
That's one of those books that
oh my God, that makes me want to
put in the
twerk.
pile, Derek. That thing just sold. The
What's just
calculus
sold?
book.
The calculus. Yeah, that thing looked sick. I wanted that calculus book. All right,
Calculus,
we're
an
coming back.
intuitive and physical approach.
Here we go. Hey, that was my ad.
Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
What's up? It's CopBlockRadio, and it's the final segment of the show. We've got Straight Razor on. We've got James Cleveland on, Adamo, and Dio, and me, Derek J. And we're bringing it to you for these final minutes. And don't call in. Our lines are full. And we're talking about James. And I wanted to ask Straight Razor this. He's a law enforcer. So at what point, if the police...
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right?
I'm trolling.
We're not sure. If the police say they have a warrant and they're going to...
Email me. Oh,
What? Adamo,
sorry.
can I ask you a question here? Police have a warrant, and they're like, we're going to search your vehicle. Do they have to show it to you, and if so, when?
Absolutely. So if you request to see a warrant, then you should be shown a warrant, and they are not to... Because you don't know the details unless you see it, correct?
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to know if they say, okay, you're allowed to search the vehicle, but you are not allowed to enter any locked compartment?
Yeah.
If you don't see it. So the other thing that's going to be tough, though, is you need to know what an official warrant in your state looks like. Otherwise, they're just going to show you a sheet of paper that says, we can search everything. Have a nice day.
That's what all warrants look like. They all are pieces of paper, man. Do you hear what you're saying?
How do I look one up?
So it's going to be department dependent or state dependent. You're going to have to look up what that warrant looks like, which is what gets kind of complicated when you go out of state.
Huh? Are there?
Don't you think it's a little? Don't you think it's a little shady that you, as a law enforcement officer, know that this is a tactic that your fellow law enforcers use to get people to consent to searches by showing them fake ass fucking warrants?
So what? He's sharing the info with us. So what?
I know that, but I mean, isn't that proof right there that the fucking system is
That's what makes
fucked
it
up?
even sweeter when I get to go to their house with a real warrant.
Well, I didn't catch that, man.
He said it makes it sweeter when he goes to their house with a real one.
Oh. Well, I guess if that ever happens.
Yeah, but have you done that? Is that a sweet nectar that you've tasted?
That is the sweetest nectar that can ever fall from the tree. So,
and it doesn't, because it's the rare
that's the thing
forbidden
about
fruit.
body cams is unless you know where every officer is, you never know who's recording you. So if you just happen to slip that little dime bag out into your front left pocket, then and that's caught on film, and they go to review, then you're going to have some problems.
Has Straight Razor ever seen Barry Cooper's Cop Busters?
What was that?
Have you ever seen Barry Cooper's Cop Busters videos?
His audio is really broken on my
I'm
end,
sorry.
guys.
Yeah, I'll translate. It's a series produced by a former law enforcer named Barry Cooper, and the series is called Cop Busters. And I think people can find this on YouTube. Have you ever seen it, Straight Razor?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
Oh, he's got to check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you should quit your job, join CopBlock, and we'll bring that back.
Yeah.
And we can prank cops, and we'll get 1 million hits on YouTube.
I think if I remember correctly, it was about pranking cops and producing the videos. You know, only in. I don't think. Well. Yeah.
I don't think he's doing what cops do. And so he would leave out like a lunchbox, and like it would have some money in it, and it would look like maybe there was some old drug activity or ledger and a sandwich and a soda. And the cops would never turn it in as evidence, and they'd keep the money. They'd steal stuff, and they like they'd raid a house because he he'd grow tomatoes in it, and then they raided it, and then they took his kids though.
Man, that show would just be so unpredictable, though. I wouldn't. I'd be actually.
I tried prank calling some cops today. It's a lot harder than you think, man. I put like 2 hours into it, and then I had to I failed in the first 30 seconds, but I'm not giving up.
All right.
So one other thing, guys, is with the search of a vehicle. If you do get your vehicle searched, and we've already gone over never consent, but if you do consent, make sure you take your cell phone with you, number one, and number two, if your cell phone does not have a home lock screen yet, you need to get one and lock that puppy, because you're not going to know if I'm in there and, oh, look, your cell phone is just sitting in the cup holder. I'll go ahead and take a peek. And, then we can surf through there for a little while and see who you're connected with. So make sure your cell phones are locked and never consent.
I've heard of police sharing pictures of pretty girls with other officers. Is that something that you know of happening?
Nobody around me, but I can definitely see that. It depends. Are you talking about pictures that officers have taken, or pictures that officers are swiping off of phones?
That they're swiping off of the phones that they confiscate.
Now that I haven't seen, but that's probably going to be at a different, because I don't do NDOC, so that's going to be in the NDOC process where they're taking the personal items. Most likely.
Yeah, so one interesting thing I thought at the jail, it's like who knows anyone's phone number anymore? Like, I need my phone, right?
Right. It's my phone number brain.
They're like, you got to tell us your passcode, and it's like, okay, like I felt like.
Okay, yeah, I need to see the warrant for you to have my passcode.
Well, then I guess you can't use your phone, can you?
That phone is more incriminating than your house, to be honest with you.
Because of the dick pics? I'm just kidding. That's him.
I recognize that mole. That's the guy.
That's the guy. It's him. Look, it's hanging to the left. We got our man.
Yeah, maybe you can have like an app where they can put in like the police code, and then it'll show them a nice picture or something. So you give them a fake code, but.
And the Supreme Court came down and ruled on that also, that police were not just allowed to search your phone. So, but to ensure they don't, like I said, lock it. Make sure that your phone is locked at all times.
They'll unlock it sometimes, but the man's always watching. It just depends what level of the man is it, and so definitely take precautions. Though it's always better. I just film it. Yeah, that normally stops it before it even gets that far. Cops really don't like cameras.
Yeah. Hey, well, the other thing is, are you guys using a backup somewhere else for your footage to make sure that the information doesn't get damaged or deleted?
Bamboozler.
Yeah.
When you live stream, it goes right to their website, and your friends can watch as you live stream. And so even if they log into your account and delete it from there, hopefully your friends, if they could realize that might be happening, or if like it was a very severe incident, would rip it and save the footage as well.
Yeah, and there's the ability to download your videos from Bamboozer once you get home.
That's right. If you get home.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get home.
Right. Otherwise, your friends will find creative.
Like this guy in the video. Do we have time for Nerf Guy still? Because he might not have gotten home.
Yeah, let's go to Nerf Guy.
He wouldn't have gotten home if he was in the United States.
I don't think so.
Here's.
Nope, he wouldn't have made it by one video. Unless it was Straight Razor, then he would have made it by the second guy. But I don't think anybody, but maybe Straight Razor, if he is who he says, would have like let this guy point a Nerf gun at him in the United States.
Sorry, I forget where.
Yeah, I'd have pulled out my Nerf gun and got him.
It's on the video section.
We got him.
CopBlock.org.
Here he
It's at
is.
the bottom of the page below the articles these days.
They're not worth it.
So right now he's
All right,
pointing
all
a
right.
Nerf gun at the police right in front of
Can I get my
Buckingham
bullet?
Palace.
Yeah, and these guys have like MP5 freaking machine guns or something.
I want to just go stand next to him and stand next to him
He
like
just
that.
shot a
Like
Bobby.
just the way they are.
Holy shit! He just ran down in full camo down into
I
the.
know, in the subway.
Shot a Bobby. One of those police officers with the.
Shot a Bobby.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Holy shit! He just shot him like multiple times with a Nerf.
I know, he like unloaded on him.
This guy is just walking slowly towards him. So polite. Wow. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the restraint. All right. And he's just saying no. I don't want you to follow me. He's using his words. He's using polite actions and hand gestures. Wow. No guns required to deal with this jackass. This has been CopBlock Radio. I want to thank everyone, Straight Razor and Liberty Phoenix and James Cleveland, our guests this evening. Also, special co-hosts Adamo and Dio. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Stay safe out there, guys. And
Till next week.
Stay out of Dinwiddie.
Badges
Dinwiddie
don't
County.
grant-
Stay out of Dinwiddie. Shot me in the back.
Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you, everybody. That was really great.
Can I have my bullets back?
The phone line too much for you.
No, I appreciate it. I thank you so much for calling in anytime, Straight Razor. Thank you.
It was a good time. I was hoping to make it up to Liberty Forum, but that didn't happen. Maybe next year.
Porkfest.
Amen.
Come on for Porkfest.
You can always start blogging at CopBlock under a fake name. Or Straight
I'm
Razor.
thinking for the next coup, I'm going to buy all the guys a shiny badge.
Oh, don't tease us. We'll give you a bulk rate discount.
If I send you guys a text message and tell you to come down to a specific location, I come down there and look at all of us wearing shiny badges.
All right.
Send me a text or a test text first.
Email me.
I don't know if that'll work. Oh yeah, what does email?
Email me at damo@copblock.org.
I gotta get up.
Just email me the location.
Fires all in one day.
I'll come CopBlock your police department.
You can also leave a message on this line because we don't answer when it's not live hours. So if you just call in, you can leave a message here. Got it. Well, I want to say goodnight. Thank you, Straight Razor, and thank you, James Cleveland.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Good night.
Yeah, guys.
Good night out there in listener land. Oh, hey, by the way, before I say good night to the broadcast audience, you can scan this QR code and donate.
Or
me. This goes to me. This does not even go to CopBlock. If you want to go to CopBlock, you can do that. I'm pretty sure they've got a QR code of their own somewhere. They can accept Bitcoin.
CopBlock.org/Bitcoin.
There you go. Good night, everybody.